Hello, and welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. And today I want to talk about moving from breakdown to breakthrough. Thanks for joining me. There are three very wonderful questions that I start my clients off when we begin working together to move from this exact breakdown experience into breakthrough. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Irena Miller. I'm an intuitive energy guide, and I've been guiding women for over 20 years in specific practices, both ancient and modern, coming from my work. Long hours, many thousands of dollars spent, tens of thousands of hours at the feet of incredible teachers, some of the best minds in the space of the world of yoga, energy healing, crystals, tarot cards. For me, it has been the grand adventure of a lifetime and continues to be, where I am gathering the practices for the right moment and the right time to share with my clients. So this is what I do, what I love to do, and what I want to share with you. These three particular questions that have been a breakthrough moment for my students and clients to move from that place of feeling stuck or trapped or not enough or not having enough into a fluidity where all of a sudden they are connecting with the right clients and connecting with the jobs and opportunities that feed their spirit. So in order to help understand this a little bit better, because it is an intangible world at times, the world of energy and spirit, I want to share with you a story about one of my clients who came to me for an energy mapping session. She came to me because she had reached a deadline. She's an amazing entrepreneur, and she gave herself certain amount of time, let's call it about 10 to 12 months, in order to reach a goal in her business. Now, she was coming right up into that deadline. She had wanted to make a certain amount of money, she wanted to have a certain amount of clients, and she wanted to be at a place in her business where she didn't feel like she was always trading time for money. And she was looking at her goals, where she was, and she felt stuck. She felt like, I'm not close enough to my goals to validate me staying in this moment. She was trying to make a decision. Do I give up on the entrepreneurial dream and let go and just go back and get a job? Because she was tired. She was frustrated at being stuck. She was struggling with not feeling like she was enough, and she was unsure of what step to take next. So this is where she called to me, and we got together, and I did something that's called an energy mapping session. We took some time together to read her energy field and figure out where she was feeling stuck. I gave her certain practices and methodologies, my unique systems that I've been using myself for years and years, and I've been sharing with clients that have helped them in these very specific moments where they felt like, I'm trapped, I don't know what to do. Her biggest desire was to have financial freedom so she could take care of her family and she could make decisions and not feel like she was always negotiating for something. So after working together, there was an incredible shift that she experienced. She was able to make that decision to stick with her business because deep down inside, she knew it was too soon to give up. Just because logically numbers didn't match up right yet, at this moment, something was still there to hang on to. So if you've ever had this moment where you've been wondering, do I hang on? Do I let go? What signs do I pay attention to? Is it always the numbers, or is there a certain feeling, a hunch, an instinct that says, wait a second, it's too soon to let go? Because here's the other thing, as having a background in data and decision sciences, I know numbers can lie, or numbers can be interpreted in a very different way. I even work with a gal who runs Facebook ads, and she tells me all the time, sometimes we give up too soon because we're not reading the data correctly. So take that into consideration as well. I want to share with you the three questions that were the catalyst that helped my client that I was describing move from that place of being unsure in whether or not to keep hanging on to her decision into sure. With confidence, she decided, I'm going to stick with this. I've got it. What block we moved and released so that she moved from feeling stuck and lacking that creativity to all of a sudden what was too many ideas, because sometimes too many ideas is just as bad as having none. Which one to hone in on? Which would be the profitable one? And then what action step to take next? So the first question that I always ask my clients when we start to work together is, where are you feeling the physical tension and stress in your body? This is a big step because we are so used to going into automatic pilot and ignoring the signs and signals our body sends us. An ache in the lower back. And we're like, oh, I just need to sit here and finish this email, get this project done. And we ignore that pain. It's important we pay attention to the physical symptoms that we're receiving in our body, because often it's like the canary in the mine pointing out something deeper going on beneath the surface, an energetic experience. Like issues with the liver are connected with anger. Issues with the kidneys are connected with shame and disappointment and criticism. With the lungs, grief. And sometimes we have aches and pains show up in our neck and shoulders. We wonder, where is this coming from? That leads us into the second question that I invite you to ask. When you locate if there's an ache or pain, a physical tension or stress in your body, and usually we all have something somewhere, even the youngest of us, even my little wonderful 12-year-old gets aches and pains, ask yourself, I wonder, where is this coming from? And just notice if any person pops into your head, because this is another key piece. Many times we're carrying other people's energy in our systems and we don't even realize it. And as we carry their energy in our systems, it throws us, which leads me into the third question I ask my clients, which is, how many expectations do you have thrust upon you? Expectations from family members like, oh, well, you gave this entrepreneurial thing the good old college try and you didn't make the goal by 10 months. So, come on, let's grow up and get real and get a real job. What expectations are in our space? What about ancestral karma? That as well plays a large role. I have a client who for her whole childhood, she always heard, oh boy, just you wait and see. I finally get a day off and they're going to call. The office is going to call and I'm not going to get this break. And sure enough, the office called and she realized she was carrying that over into her life, and it was drowning her. It was stifling her creativity and her experience of freedom. So there are ancestral habits and patterns that we can carry as well. So these three questions are a great place to start. The first thing is, notice, where is the physical tension and stress in your body? The second thing to do is notice who pops up into your mind when you think of that physical stress and tension. Like, oh, that's so-and-so, they're a pain in the neck or pain in my butt. Notice, it's interesting here. And not necessarily a person will pop up every time, but it's one piece of the puzzle that we start to work on. The third question is, how many expectations are being thrown into your space? And who's throwing those expectations? Are they all yours? So these are the questions that help open the door. Now, depending on where you are in your energetic and spiritual journey, some of these questions might have stirred up more questions rather than answers for you. And this is what I do. This is why people hire me, is to walk them step by step through the process of uncovering the layers of, yes, the data, my background in logics and decision sciences, but also into the physical. My background in yoga, I bring in a lot of material and knowledge into that realm, into the energetic layers. There comes in all of my training with the energetic healing and the natural rhythms, my certification and process in a natural rhythms certification to connect with our environment, with the planet. All of these things layer together. We are so much more than just a physical being, a body, mind, and spirit. There are many layers to us, and therefore we want to really connect and address all of those layers, not just the physical, not just the mind, not just the heart. So wherever you are on your journey, I encourage you, continue the adventure with me, continue the conversation. I love to share. I love to help you on your path, and I'm always learning and always growing and bringing you the latest and greatest and most current and up-to-date energy practices, because that shifts too over time. We're learning and growing as spiritual beings having this human experience. So make sure you click on the link to continue the conversation, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, guys.